I'm a little excited. All right, we got a new build to talk about today. What is cracking, you guys? Welcome on back to another video. My name is, of course, Kraken, and today we are starting a new build, of course, the Glock 17. Really excited for this one, actually. I always thought pistols were kind of useless and could never compete with an AEG or a rifle in any way. And then I built this, and this thing proved me wrong. You might be looking at this thinking that is a crazy looking pistol, and you are most definitely right. I put a ton of work into this. This was the last pistol we've built on the channel if you're new here, and this is like a $1,000 high kappa, and yeah, it didn't used to look like this, let me tell you. This is new. We haven't talked about this on the channel yet. Trying out a red dot on here, I think it looks just ridiculous and super cool. I'm gonna try it out and see how I like it kind of compared to iron sights. I'm not typically the guy to look down sights. I just kind of, you know, hip fire almost and just kind of see where my BBs are going. I don't typically aim down sights, but I'm gonna see if I can be more accurate with this and just give it a shot. Plus, I think that it just looks super sick. Always wanted to have a red dot mounted to my pistol, so I did it. Couldn't resist. But enough about this. We're talking about the Glock today. So, little backstory here. Yeah, Glock 17. Everyone's been asking me what brand this is, and honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but everything that I can tell, there's no trades really anywhere. I think it's the Bell Glock, which kind of sucks, to be honest. Doesn't exactly have the best track record out there, and some people say it's not 100% compatible with TM stuff. There's some finagling that has to be done. This gun's completely TM compatible, works with pretty well everything. There are a few things I had to, you know, just work in a little, you know, some things that stick. But the slide, for example, some people with a TM say it doesn't fit on their... There's always gonna be some finagling that has to go in when you're dealing with multiple companies. Anyway, what I've done to this so far, it's been totally TM and WE compatible. So I have no complaints yet, but we're going to see the extent of those complaints and see if it holds up and lasts. I might end up just selling it at some point and just getting a WE or a TM, but that's besides the point. As of right now, really happy with this. So yeah, I bought it from a friend of mine. Came in a really nice gun case. I'm actually gonna show you guys that because it's kind of cool. This is the gun case that it came in. Really nice, got foam on the inside, so I can actually put both of these pistols in there when I go to the field. And of course, got it sticker bombed, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I just got bitten by the bug of like, hey, wanting to start a new build. What could I do? And I was like, I really enjoyed my pistol. Maybe I'll build another high kappa, but I was like, I kind of milked the high kappa content. Let's do something different. So, ended up with the Glock. And of course, got a good deal on it, so can't say no to that. So let's talk about what's been done to it, my experience with it so far. I've never owned a Glock before, but man, it feels really good. There's a reason why a lot of people really like Glocks, because it just feels fantastic in the hands. Yeah, nothing bad to say about it. I'm of course used to the 4.3 high kappa, which is of course the smaller high kappa versus the 5.1, and comparing the two, they're both pretty similar in size, and I really like that. I've always felt like the 5.1s are just a little long for me, and I just prefer the 4.3 compactness, and the Glock 17, again, really compact, really great feeling. Similar barrel length, the inner barrel on my high kappa I believe is a 95 millimeter, and this is a 97, so it's a little bit bigger. And so the elephant in the room, we of course have an RMR on here. My friend actually purchased this, and it was already mounted on here when I got it, which was really cool. That was definitely something that intrigued me because it was something that I really wanted. If I was going to do a Glock build, it was going to have an RMR on it. So to get one that already had one on it, fantastic. It's actually got a plate underneath, and then it's just mounted on there. It replaces the rear sight. Some people were asking me about that on Instagram and whatnot. How does it mount there? It's just a plate that goes into the rear sight post and then screws into your blowback unit. And then of course we have an O-light mounted on here. I used to actually have this one on the high kappa, but I think it just fits and suits the Glock look really, really well. Yeah, it's the Balder RL Mini, and it's got a laser or a light, and I think it looks phenomenal on here, and it's gonna be all I need. Yeah, let's talk about internals now. So when I first got this thing and I shot it, it was pretty trash, not gonna lie. Which I knew was gonna be the case, but it was like, because of the RMR on here and the plate, like when I would shoot it, it was like, but that's not what it actually was like, but that's what it felt like when I was shooting it, compared to this thing, because this thing is redonkulous. Like you can't even see it shoot. Here, watch. Let me just double check here. Yeah, no BBs, but like, oh gosh. Compared to this thing, you can't even see it shoot. It shoots so quick because it's such a snappy build. So this thing, heavy, chunky, really, really slow, especially compared to, of course, my high kappa build. Basically, the whole point of this thing is to be incredibly snappy, shoot really quick, and it does that extremely well. You hardly can't even tell this thing shot when it's shot, other than the noise, because it just cycles so incredibly quickly. A lot of the things in the barrel, or sorry, a lot of things in the slide are 3D printed, short stroked, really tight springs and everything. It's quick, okay? It's quick. But that was really, really easy to fix. Really small problem, didn't concern me at all. Waldo Customs, you guys saw in the last video, sent me some parts for the high kappa, but also included some parts for Glocks, which was another reason why I wanted to build a Glock. Have all these parts kicking around, it's like, I gotta put them in something. Cool. First order of business is the recoil spring. So this is a really nice recoil spring, way stiffer than the stock one. I am completely new to the Glock platform, by the way. I have no idea, or had no idea what I was doing at the beginning of this. Really used to working on high kappas. I figured it'd be more or less the same. Pretty much is. Just a few little things that are different, but you know, it's pretty simple to work on, really. We'll take out our barrel, or barrel, as some call it. Just kidding, no one says that. I don't know why I said that. And then I don't feel like taking out the blowback unit and all that. You guys get the point. So in here, we changed the nozzle return spring. That made it cycle so much faster. Then we ran into some issues. Biggest goof on my part, I never actually test fired it stock, like with BBs in it. I had shot it with some propane and green gas in the mag, just to make sure everything was cycling fine. No big glaring issues. Everything cycled just fine. Both mags were working just great, no leaking issues, all that good stuff, the stuff you check for. But then, after I went and did those upgrades, I changed the 2 springs, things were shooting way snappier, put some green gas in, took some more shots. Ooh, feels so much better. I was really, really happy. I was like, hey, let's see how accurate it is. So I loaded some BBs in to our mag, took it back out to my backyard, took a couple test shots. It didn't shoot. The BBs were just falling out of the barrel if I would tilt it down, like 3, and then, so it wasn't that the nozzle wasn't loading the BBs, they were loading fine, and then my nozzle would jam, all sorts of weird stuff, but it was all pretty much nozzle related, so I figured it was most likely the nozzle. If you're having any sort of feeding issues, any troubleshooting, it's typically the nozzle, okay? So I watched some videos, because again, I don't know what I'm doing with Glocks, and they said lube the crap out of the nozzle. So that's what I did. I grabbed my Waldo Customs lube. This lube's really, really great. I've been using it a ton. and I just doused it. Like, I'm still grease all over my desk. I should have put something down, but anyway, yeah. So that seemed to fix things a little bit. Things were moving a lot smoother and whatnot. So I took it back out, did some more test shots, exact same thing. Nothing was changing. And I was like, this is not good. I thought the nozzle issues had cleared. Maybe it's the hop up or the barrel or something. So I completely disassembled the hop up, the barrel, because I thought maybe it was just jamming or being funny. Yeah, put it all back together, lubed up my bucking, nothing. So I swapped out the bucking, swapped out the barrel, and I was like, this has gotta be it. So speaking of the barrel, I went with a PDI 6.01 97 millimeter tight bore barrel. I thought this would be a great barrel to try out. Threw it back in. I was expecting some big results. Exact same issues, nothing. And I was like, it's the nozzle. It's gotta be the nozzle, of course. So I went back out and I purchased a new nozzle. It's a WE nozzle, and I was like, please let this fit. I know it's not compatible. Some people say it's not compatible with some different things. Please, please fit. And threw it in there, and it was a little sticky at first. Lubed her up with my silicone oil, and ran it back and forth. Just had to break in a little bit. Started running really, really smooth, and I was like, okay. It didn't look really any different than the stock nozzle, so I was like, it probably won't fix anything, but I'll give it a shot. And luckily, gassed up the mag, put in some BBs, took my first shot. I was overjoyed. It was shooting really, really nice. I was so happy. I'd been messing around with it for like 3 days at this point and was like, I got a dud, man, I hate this gun, and all this stuff. Wasn't a good start to the build, but anyway, now it is shooting fantastic, and I'm really, really happy about that. So now we can fiddle around with the fun stuff a little bit more because it is now shooting really good. So yeah, going back to barrel setup, we got the PDI 6.01 97 millimeter tight bore barrel in there. Much better barrel. Stock barrel is just like a brass barrel like anything else, and it sucks. And I also replaced the bucking with just a one of my buckings that I had for my high kappa just kicking around, and seems to be shooting really, really nice, and I'm happy about that. The Glock is definitely a fun platform, a different platform than the high kappa, and you just kind of feel like a cop, or I don't know, Milsim boy when you're shooting this thing and holding it, and it just feels really, really good and really confident. But yeah, overall, really, really happy with it. This is kind of my more Milsim, if you will, pistol. I still want to make it snazzy and go crazy with it, but this is, of course, my Speedy Boy pistol. This will always be my heart and soul. I love this thing way too much to ever sell it or anything like that. Like, this is my pistol, 100%. But it's fun, starting something new, a new chapter, and this will be a fun gun that hopefully you guys will be seeing in videos lots more. So yeah, next time we do something big to this gun, I will keep you guys posted. A lot of you guys were really, really excited that I was starting a Glock build. So I figured I would just give you guys a little check-in on it, and yeah, hopefully you guys are as excited as I am for this build. So that's pretty much it for me, you guys. Remember to lube your pistols and all that fun stuff, and I'll keep you guys updated on the builds. But until the next one, see ya.